Nityanandam, everyone. My name is Ankush, and I'm from the Oakland, San Jose region in the San Jose Kailasa Sangha in California, and I'm a software development engineer at Amazon. Uh, I've been following Swamiji since 2018, and I've been a disciple since 2020. Uh, I initially had a few reservations about Paramashivoham Level 3, mainly because I was skeptical about the amount of time I might have to actually attend the sessions. I was thinking that I might not be able to join the times when Swamiji is there. And I expected a lot of conflict with my work. But my wife, Alison, she gave descriptions about previous programs. She's been a follower of Swamiji for a very long time, many years. And so she gave me many experiences about previous programs that she's had. And around the same time, there were webinar initiations that Swamiji was having. And I got very excited at that point. It was just like, oh, okay, I want to now attend everything. Um, let's see what can happen. I will just trust that things will work out with my work. Uh, First thing I did was just make sure that I told my manager, okay, I'm going to do this program. I'm going to take a week off towards the beginning, and then it'll all align afterward. You don't have to really worry about it. I'll have it all sorted. And I just expected, okay, Swamiji will sort it out for me. It should just work out. And I think after I made that decision, the next step was to actually manifest the amount for Paramashivoham. And I was just wondering all the ways that might be possible. And I just figured, okay, well, before we actually manifested that money, we really wanted to make sure that we got to the early bird, because we just wanted to be there early and ready to tell Swamiji that yes, we are ready for the full 21 days. And I was initially just talking about, okay, we'll do 10 days, Alison. We're not going to do 21 days. Maybe we'll do 21 days after we've done the first 10 days. And she was just like, no, we have to do the full 21 days if we're doing it. I was like, okay, fine. I I think that's all right, as long as we can just manifest that amount. And so when it got close towards that early bird completion, I was just like, how do we do this? And I opened a Venkateshwara Bhav Samadhi darshan that day. I was like, okay, Lord Venkateshwara will solve this out. Swamiji's Venkateshwara Bhav Samadhis are been always fantastic for me. So I thought, okay, this will work. And that very night, I had this like spontaneous intelligence, and I was like, okay, this will work. I can do it this way. And within a day, I just got it. I got the entire amount that we needed, and we got to the early bird. As soon as we paid for the early bird, we were just sitting and we were like telling everyone, okay, we will be attending this session for the next 21 days in March. If you have to reach out to us, tell us. Reach out to us after the 21 days. This duration is reserved for Swamiji. And so that's how we sort of got prepared, and we sat and started waiting, and we were literally counting down the days. Okay, now it's going to start, we're just very excited about this. And when we got to the program, Swamiji literally said on day one that every day is going to be a miracle. And it was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what miracles can manifest. And quite literally, it felt like every day is a miracle. Like some form of miracle or the other had to happen. And it always happened in an unexpected way. It was just like, uh, I want something to happen, and it's going to happen is something that I believed. But at some point of time, it felt like maybe it won't happen today. And I just let it be. And as soon as I let it be, it would happen. And it could be like in terms of wealth, health for any of our like family and our pets, even for us. One day Alison was having a headache during the program, and I was like, Swamiji, could you please heal Alison's headache? And he literally said it, Ankush Deep, I will heal Alison's headache. And it started healing. She was all like really enthusiastic after that, not very long after. And it was like, he said sometime before that ask whatever you have to ask, and he will get to it automatically. And every time he would get to it automatically, like he needn't have called out your words, and it would just happen. But if he did call out your words, he said he'd also said that if he did call out your comment or words or something, that means he had to be responsible about it, because all deities are looking at him during the program. And so if we did call it out, then it meant that it will absolutely definitely happen. And so there was no doubt about it when he said that Alison's headache will be all healed, and it was. It was just a very fantastic experience, and it felt like every moment there's something new that can happen. So there were those few sections where he was just saying, mention everything you want to mention, ask for every boon. And I was just going on typing, like at some point of time, both of us were typing continuously. And we were just going on asking for boons, and we just expected it's going to happen. We just have to type it out. And there was a point of time he said you can type it directly to him or to everyone, or even pen it down. And so now I have notepad files where I've typed down many things, like on my phone and on my laptop. It's just it's there everywhere. And I feel like it's a good reminder to me that the ones which I have with me, that these can manifest, and these like are manifesting. I just have to remember that Swamiji's presence is there around me at all times. And during the program, it was so strong. He said that he will be in our houses, like energetically. His energy field will be there, and he was. It's like he was there all the time in my inner space, and it felt like he's physically there. And during the program, when he was actually there on Zoom, it was like he's physically healing me when I ask him for any type of healing. Like, I'm having some sort of shoulder pain or neck pain or my back because of sitting too long for sessions. And it's like unexpectedly it's just happening. And at some point it became an expectation, and that was still, it still happened. Whether it was unexpected or an expectation, I just knew it's going to, and it would. And yeah, so the other part that was really like enlightening, and I think the acharyas did a really good job about that, was that they ensured all the slides were literally had all of Swamiji's words specifically, and all the words that were written down was things that Swamiji had said at some point of time. And so sometimes I would like just be looking at the slides while listening to them, and I'd pick out words, and those words would become useful in my life during that day, like that day, that week. Still, like yesterday, I was having a conversation with Alison about chakras, and it felt like all those words that I've seen, I can correlate to. And the detail about chakras is something that I'm able to explain in the way Swamiji has, and it's actually correlating to my chakras, because when you look at the slides that he's got, there are some differences between the chakras that if you Google it and you check the chakra system and you look at what chakra is for what, you will see that there are quite some differences between what Swamiji has said and what is actually there. And the ones that Swamiji has said actually are the precise ones, is what I've realized. And so that's where I definitely like to believe the words that he's saying, because he's definitely keeping to his word. He's saying the truth, and he's telling us the differences with what society believes. And it's not that they're wrong or anything, because they probably correlated in a generalized way, as something was talking about. They generalize sometimes, and for us it's like you have to look at the specifics about what you see, and that's what really got to me. And so I've been looking at specifics for myself a lot. I think when we got towards the lokas, it just really made sense. There was he was talking about all the lower lokas and how people operate over there, and then he started saying that forget about it. You will never have to experience those lower lokas again. Just look at the higher lokas. He's basically telling us that he's explained a little bit about it so that we can understand it, and now we can forget about it and then just look at all the higher stuff. Like all the lokas, I got very familiar with all of them. Like there was a golden light that you can experience from Swarga. So whenever I can feel in my inner space a golden light, I know that I specifically jumped into Swarga. And I actually have many Rudrakshas. So I have many Rudrakshas of various Mukhis which is faces. And so each Rudraksha is supposed to correspond to a different deity. And so I feel like when I'm chanting the Bij mantra for it, I'm experiencing that deity from that loka. And so I understand which loka is specific for which deity. And like, I'll give you an example that Lord Kubera is what Swamiji said will be at Swarga Loka. And I have that Rudraksha and I will chant that Bij mantra and I'll experience that golden light along with the deity. He's a god of wealth. And so I'll experience that wealth generation. And if I want to chant for one for Lord Vishnu, which is Lord Narayana, I'll experience the Vaikuntha stage. And the one thing for sure is that I managed to achieve presence in all the lokas at least once. And that Swamiji said he'll guarantee you get that. And it's like, I just believe that guarantee and it happened. And so like he said one time that the Satya Loka, just cognize it, you'll have pure consciousness entering your body from the Satya Loka and sleep on it. And so I slept on it. And that's the other thing. I felt like I have a nightly darshan that's happening from Swamiji or some deity based on the loka almost every night. Like once we started the lokas, loka phase, and it was definitely going to happen. And since then, like every time I say pure consciousness is entering my body from Satya Loka, I actually get that. And I feel like suddenly I'm energized. It's this warm, bright, sweet feeling that you get that suddenly starts happening. And he also said that up to Satya Loka, you'll be able to explain it because these are physical. And then I can't explain when it's Vaikuntha. Like I can only explain that transition that happened from Satya Loka to Vaikuntha. Like one participant was talking about how he felt like there's a black hole that sucked him in from the Satya Loka to there, and he got darshan of Lord Vishnu. And that's literally what happened to me the next day after that. And until the last day, I think I had experienced only up to Vaikuntha. But then during one of the glimpses sessions at the time, another participant was talking about how she experienced MahaKailasa, getting to MahaKailasa. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. That sounds interesting. And there was the grand darshan on the final day after that session. And I experienced that, the exact same thing. And MahaKailasa appeared. And I was like, wow, okay, this is just fantastic. And I don't know how to describe it other than it's fantastic. And just really grateful for Swamiji for showing all of this, for the experience of these feelings that I'm getting for each of these lokas, the way to get to them. Lately it's just, I just have to say the name. Like if I say Jana Loka, I'm going to be in that space, or Mahar Loka, or I just like jumping towards Satya Loka a lot. So that's it. Just feel like I can say the specific Loka and I'll be there, and I'll be able to feel it. And this is something that Swamiji said, that you'll be able to do this all the time. Just it will be permanent once you've done this. You just have to trust that he's going to make sure of it. And the only thing he said you have to do is literally sit in front of the camera and keep your eyes open so that he can look at you. That's about it. And yes, some days there were other types of initiations where you could have your eyes closed as well. So those were even cooler ones, because then he's just sending that energy to you, and you just have to be there. He doesn't even have to see your eyes. But that's one thing he said, that he's going to be doing all of it. You just have to be there, sit there, pay attention. And pay attention part, I don't think he even mentioned, but it just feels like we had to pay attention because he's saying such profound, interesting things. That's the other part. Like everything is really interesting that he's saying. And everything that he says seems to always resonate with you. Like even if he's talking to someone else, to me it feels like it's always resonating with me in some way or the other. And that's why I think this is a program that he definitely needs to like that people definitely need to attend. And I think every time this program is there, just go for it. Don't think twice, say yes, and manifest the wealth. It will happen. The other part is the music is fantastic. Like you will expect the music has to be fantastic. So just sink into the music, sink into Swamiji, and have fun. Thank you very much.